Hello, guys, and welcome to Talent League Week 6. We are here with one game in the Major League. I am Pyro, and I am joined by, should be Minor League. I don't know why I
I
said
hope
Major.
it's minor. I
I
hope
hope
it's
it's
minor.
Minor, yeah. It would be very sad if it was a Major League game and I
Otherwise, I'm
forgot.
very badly prepared.
But that being said, I am Poe, and I'm joined by Toot. Welcome, Toot, to the
Hello.
stream.
Hi,
How
thank
are
you,
you?
Haru. Good, thank you, and yourself?
I'm alright, a bit tired. I just woke up at like
Long
half
day?
4. My sleeping schedule's just not
It's a
not been
hard
fine.
life. It's a hard life.
Probably a hard life
This,
for you, probably not for me.
this is what happens when you game until 5 a.m. in the morning, grinding ranked.
That probably
Does
would be
that does
the
that play
issue.
into it? Yeah.
Yeah, that probably would be the issue. Probably a bit of stress here and there as well, just to help out with it a little bit.
Hmm.
But we've been good. And we have actually
Good.
got a
Glad to hear.
minor league game today, and we have got Team Guardians Alpha versus ATEN Esports. What a cracker we have lined up today. Guardians Alpha are in third position, and ATEN are in sixth. So you would say they're quite far apart on the table, but there's only 2 points separating them at this
Yeah.
point. So relatively speaking, it's quite close today's game. And if A10 actually win, they will surpass Guardians Alpha on the leaderboard, going up to, I believe, third or second position, 1 point below the league leaders.
Yeah, they're like I say, I mean they're three positions apart, which, when you've got 10 to 12 teams on the standings, that's that's almost a quarter, right, of
Yeah.
a difference in terms of the team. But when you look at the points and it's only 2 points difference between them, it actually is quite close, like you say. So yeah, all the guys and girls from A10 need today is a win, just a 7-5. That's all they need. That's all they need. That's all they need. They'll get 3 points on the table. They'll jump up, take over, and they'll be there in third or above, depending on round differentials and all that kind of thing. But yeah, if they win this, then they leapfrog over Team Guardians Alpha and set themselves up very nicely to get into position to take Champions Series when that comes along at the end of the season.
I think that is their ultimate goal, as the ultimate goal for every team playing
I
in
would hope so.
Talent League. So I would hope so as well. But let's get on to the staff predictions and the map bans before we actually head into the game. The staff predictions for today, we have 87% for Guardians Alpha and a 13% for A10 Esports. Is this a hunch? Are you the person who went for A10 Esports here too?
Am
It
I the
normally is.
13%? Am I
Are
the
you the
13%?
13%?
Um, I do. All right. So the way it works is I generally look at I look at the predictions. I see who's the most non-believed in by the rest of the by the rest of the staff, and I give them the vote because I want to support the underdogs. I want them to know people still love them just because they're not people's favorites. There are still those of us out there that think, yeah, you can do it. You got this. To be
Important
fair,
life lesson as well.
I think for this week's predictions, actually, I was like the second one to vote, so I didn't really have that advantage. So this week, my votes are actually a little bit more of a mishmash, but it probably was me that voted for A10. I probably am the 13%. It's me right here.
Sometimes it does
I
happen
got
that you
your
do
back,
get lucky.
A10. I got your back.
Hey, it's A10's listening up here. You've got that emotional support. You've got that staff support already. So don't
Yeah,
give up and make sure you get the points that you need.
I
But
still love you. Yeah,
yeah, I haven't voted. I don't do staff predictions, which is glad because then I don't get biased and don't get ruined by every team.
won't give you
That's
hassle.
reserved for my speaking, my mispronunciations. That's what that's reserved for. I don't think I could have two things wrong with me at this point.
Hmm.
But another thing we do need to go on to is towards our map bans. And for today's map, we are going to go to Clubhouse. Yay. You can tell that's a bit sarcastic. Yay. We've seen Clubhouse quite a lot of times. It was actually close between Clubhouse and Borrigan. So, we would have had a spicy game no matter what here today.
It's not too much of a sarcastic yay from me because although Clubhouse is played out, and yes, we've seen it a lot of the times. Kind of, oh my god, what else is there to do on this map? The same as I was saying before we started. I hands in the air, shouldn't say it live, but I haven't casted for like 3 months. I was just glad it wasn't Skyscraper or Border or
Oh, that would have
Bank
been
because
fun.
I haven't casted them, and it would have been an absolute nightmare for me to do. So at least Clubhouse is a map that I know. So even if we're all bored of it, at least I feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm all right, so that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Well,
That's not the
yeah,
main thing at all.
it is. We'll have a good cast anyway. I believe you are a very good caster. But we're going to get into today's game and towards our map bans. Now, something I am going to ask you to do here too is predict the operator bans.
Oh,
We ask
okay.
every caster that's on here.
Okay. So yeah, I haven't done this for a long time. Now, Thatcher is often a one to get banned. I always think that Maverick is a great ban on this map, and also Hibana. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Thatcher, Hibana, or Maverick um, coming out on this map. Hibana, there we go. That's the first one. Who Guardians Alpha is going to go for? I have no idea, but I would expect Thatcher or Maverick, unless the Finker meta really is that strong and they don't want to play against a Finker, in which case they'll get rid of her. What are you thinking
I think the
on their
Thatcher will
power?
come out here.
Reckon
Definitely the
Thatcher?
Thatcher. Never mind, the Maverick. You were correct with
Let's
your two
go!
initial ones. So,
I may not have done this for a long time, but things don't change that much in Siege community.
well, there is the Thatcher left on the board. So let's see if both these teams, or in this case, Guardians Alpha first, can actually use the
Valkyrie.
Thatcher.
Valkyrie Mirror.
Valkyrie, yeah, Valkyrie Mirror. That's what I'm going to predict as well.
It's Valkyrie
Valkyrie
as
is
well.
very strong for this map. The
Uh,
intel gain on Siege is a massive thing, a massive what plays in towards comp and ranked play. So, and this site, especially on Clubhouse, there's just too many good mirror windows. Yes,
yeah.
you can punch the mirror window, but if you're going on to places like in, oh, never mind. I'm
Ooh,
not even going to
that's a
say
good
that
pick.
because we're probably
That's
going
a
to
good
say
pick.
it. Kate
That's
is
a
a
good
good
pick.
pick.
Yeah.
But now we're going to be left on towards bandit trick, and now you can put multiple bandits on the same wall. It might be a lot easier to do this bandit tricking if you just have the one on, put the next bandit down. So we're going to have to rely a lot on Thatcher. Something we haven't seen a lot of times in comp play is how well teams use Thatcher. Do you actually think too that teams actually practice with Thatcher, expecting
I
this?
think I think it's one of those things where it's one of those operators you get so used to not being on the much like Mira. She was the most banned operator on defense when she came out, and people just learn to play around not having a mirror. And then when Mira isn't banned, people just don't pick her anyway because they've learned there's other things they can do, and their strategies don't rely on it. So, I would suspect people don't necessarily practice with Thatcher. He has alternatives that we all know how to get around. You know. Bandit tricking, etc. We all know we can use Maverick. He's not on the table, so it's not a case here. But yeah, I doubt people really play with Thatcher that much. And if he's available, then yeah, pick him. Why not? Because he just makes life a little bit easier.
Not only does he get stuff off the walls, he disabled mute jammer,
Yeah.
and a lot of other utility that will
So
be
much
used.
utility.
I know it's such a good operator, but I think people have not been used to using him, and Thatcher is not being used this time. They're going for a double hard push setup, as it is going bottom floor. Obviously, with that Hibana being taken out, it's a lot harder to get these 3 sets of hatches that you do need, as well as the vertical. Because of nitros, you've got impact tricking, which will come from the Melusi, as there is 2 impacts coming out, as well as the nitro, which Spino can actually also use.
Yeah, we do have those 2 impact grenades on the board coming in the hands of Melusi. We've got an interesting... Oh no, I thought this was a defender over here in Strip Club, but it's not. It's actually an attacker. Okay, sudden switch up there. So Iana and just going to be checking out Strip Club there. The Strip Club is very common. It's not a widely used section of the map because there's not really anything that happens over there, but it is the kind of place you've got to watch out for those sneaky little roamers, because you can do a lot of damage from there if you get your good roam game on. You can bed yourself in and really make yourself a nuisance to the attack. So it's perfectly sensible to check it out first once you know that's clear, move forward and start your assault. We are going to CCTV first. No, sorry. We are in the basement first.
Yep.
Which is, sorry, why you want to check Strip Club, because, yes, that's where you generally want to be if you want to defend the hatch. So that's why they're being very cautious there.
We got the
I'm
first pick of the
waffling.
game.
I'm
Is
waffling.
actually, the first pick of the game is actually going to be a DC here, so a nice start to the game just to get a DC out of the
Opening
way.
kill goes to Siege Service. Nice.
Ooh, let's go. Normally Battle.eye at this point, and they're kicking a lot of players out for ping. I don't know if it's an actual glitch with Battle.eye these days. I've experienced a lot of people being kicked out of games just for having high ping or just randomly out of sort of rank games. But first gunfight will come through, and that's a beautiful kill from Skies onto Opata. Just not
Yeah.
having his sights up at that point.
Yeah, and that puts ATN in a really good position now where they are 5-3 up. I mean, they've only taken one kill, but yes, like I say, the disconnect has helped them greatly. So 5-3 in favor of A10 Esports with 1 minute left on the clock, and they're going to pick off another, making it 5-2 with just Thatcher and Ace left on the board, the two hard breaches, and 55 seconds to go. 5 players to battle against, and they're not even anywhere near. Well, one of them isn't even in the building yet. So this is going to be really, really difficult for Bourne, who is the last man standing.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful kill there from the Jaeger of Junski. I think that is. I'm going to kill myself if I keep having to pronounce these names wrong. I should get lessons. Trippin should be lessons for this already. I'm going to ask him when I get off this stream because we've had a lot of teams complain about me. But Skies gets the kill on towards Bourne, and that is a flawless round here, Toot.
Yeah, very well played to A10. A strong opening. We are going to get the pause, of course, because we want to get that 5th player in for Team Guardians Alpha. They don't want to be going into the next round with a 1-player deficit, so they're going to take advantage of using their single pause. You don't want to use it this early on, but needs must. They're going to use it, and this will allow them to hopefully get back in the game and show that that one round was just a bit of an unfortunate one for them due to maybe some psychological issues having lost that player early on. But what did you make of the round overall? I mean, we saw a very slow push into the building, and the attackers didn't even really get near to the site.
I
Didn't
mean,
even do much for a roam clear.
I mean, as you said, the last sort of 2 players, one of them was on towards that top floor, and the other player, that third mate, wasn't even in the building yet.
He
So it
was out
just goes
front,
to see,
just
yeah, just
parking his bike.
chilling outside front. So it's hard to say. Even if they did have that 1-player deficit, the Finko with the suppressor
Mm,
on, not having his weapon up, running around top floor, got the easy pick off immediately onto there. So already a 5 versus 3 at that point. And
yeah,
then it just all fell apart from that situation. I don't think that extra player would have helped in that point there. It was a nice flawless round.
agreed, agreed. Fair enough. Well, we do have the 5th player back in. That is Jemis. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just going to go with Jemis. I
Yeah.
believe Jemis is the team captain. So I don't know if Jemis also plays the in-game lead role. If so, that probably didn't help with the disconnect. But yeah, back in now. Both teams are ready to go. And we will get this match underway as we go up to CCTV in Cash, with basement being 1. The next logical site to go through, or go to rather, is CCTV. How do you think this one's going to play out, Mr. Pyro?
Well, CCTV is a bit of a hit and miss site.
Mm.
I prefer the gym bedroom, especially with a mirror in play.
Yeah.
CCTV is a site which attackers know how. It's a very good defensive site, but the problem with it is
Defenders,
that the
protect your
attackers
bombs
have
from being
well-refined
defused by
strats to
attackers.
attack the top floor in CCTV.
Mm.
That it's almost a tertiary site for this map.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I prefer the bedroom side. Obviously, with the operator bands that we have as well, I do prefer going towards that bedroom side and gym. I just think it's a lot better with the mirror and placement and just the operators that you have available.
Interesting, because Mirror is available. A Mirror is widely preferred for. Yeah, that rings into what you're saying. Mirror is widely preferred for
10 seconds remaining.
Your in bedroom's probably your favorite choice here. CCTV has become very
5 seconds to
old
insertion.
hat now. It's
Yeah.
always been the primary site, and it's good to see people mixing up a bit
Attacker's
and not going
objective
there
is to
first.
locate a
But
bomb and
we know what's
defuse
going to happen here, right? I mean, well, you kind of expect some kind of electricity on the main wall on the balcony. Though, interestingly, there is no Bandit being brought to the table here. We don't have Kaid as an option, but we do have Bandit. But instead, we have seen A10 choose to bring Mute. How do you see Mute playing out? Oh, no. Oh, with no rehost left. This is going to... Oh, no, actually, we
No,
might
rehost.
be...
It was just the other one was not a
Tactical
tactical, but
timeout, a pause, and
Attackers drop the
for full
diffuser.
rehost now. Okay, interesting.
yeah. So we're having some very bad server issues with Siege. As we all know, Siege it's got issues these past year, these couple seasons. They seem to. I don't know what it is this season. There's been a lot of issues with players like just being disconnected from the game,
Yeah.
which it just gets annoying, especially with how old Siege is, being 7 years now. You would think that Ubisoft would have fixed these issues by now, but obviously,
I guess there comes a point when your netcode is only so strong, right?
yeah. It's disappointing, but there's not really much to talk. We talked about last round already, so we gotta make up some time here too.
So when the game restarts, we have to go back to the same site and we have
Same
to go
ops.
back to the same operators. So
Yeah,
we at least have an idea of what's going to happen. We know they're going to go to CCTV, and the attackers now kind of got an advantage because they've seen the setup. I guess with attacker repick, it's not such a big deal anymore, right? Because you can repick your attackers once you see the setup. But at least Guardians have an idea of what's going to be happening, and that will allow them to start their execute a little bit faster. I mean, we were only 10 seconds into the round, right? So it's not that big a deal. But still, that could make all the difference in terms of the positioning that Guardians Alpha
Storm
will
Peak
bring out to the
setup as
table.
well. That it
Yeah.
might have happened. I mean,
How do you see attacker repick fitting into the league this season?
I like attacker repick. I've seen it a lot of times in casts that I've done. With we saw it actually on one chalet game that
Mm,
Thatch was open, and obviously when pushing towards that master bedroom, they were actually on the gaming site, bar gaming site, and they used the Thatcher to get rid of the ADSs protecting the jungle shield.
right.
So you got stuff like that that come out of play. Maybe we see Warden being picked on defenses, so you can bait him with a Ying and then rush out for the going towards more offensive styles. So that's basically a waste of an operator there. The
Mm,
attacker repick is kind of forcing defenders to pick certain operators that
yeah.
counter more people. So you can bring out pocket strats to counter these sort of set strategies. If you say that, oh, we know sort of a line that they're going to bring either a Jaeger or a Mai. They're going to bring some sort of wall denial, may it be Cade, Bandit, Mute. We do normally see both a Bandit and a Mute come out most of the times here.
Mm,
Thunderbird quite a few times, so you can build up strats based on this. So it makes coaches' jobs a lot easier, and it gives the teams a lot more time to go over strategies, to go
yeah.
over pre-game and to be like, oh, we see these defensive strategies come out on this particular map a lot of times in the stream.
Yeah.
So we'll bring these operators, we use attack and repick when we see these certain sites.
Yeah, Siege has already always been considered more defender favored. And I remember, when it came out about the attacker repick, people saying, "Oh, it's unfair," blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, if it makes it so that the game's a bit more balanced and attack has a bit more of a chance, then yeah, let's give it a shot. And it's good to see that it's working out well and not causing too many problems.
Yeah, a lot of the maps now are shifted exclusively from defender sided to balanced or even attacker side now,
Yeah.
especially with the repick coming in. I know a lot of people now are kind of calling for, oh, can we change offensive roles? But that just wouldn't work at times. So
It defeats the purpose then of the attacker
it's
repick completely.
utility as well.
Plus utility, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they'd have to impose rules like once you put down a signal jam, you can't switch, or it would just be. It feels like it'd be kind of pointless.
Yeah, that is just pointless at that point. So I don't know how Siege would sort of adapt from this point. I know there's a good piece of news actually. The LMG nerf got is not going to happen next season. It's the season after now.
It's good news, is it?
No, no, it's not good news. It's
Oh,
just
right. I thought you said it was good news.
oh yeah, good news for people using LMGs.
Oh, that is the spin on it. Yeah. I mean, for me, LMGs they haven't really changed, have they, since the
No, they're
game
just a lot
started?
more meta now, I believe.
Yeah,
Think it
people
has
say
an
they're
80%.
overpowered, but it's like, but they're the same as they were like 2 years ago. But it's
Yeah,
just the way people
he has
play. And
80% pick rate now with a
wow,
high win loss ratio. So
if it's in the game, then use it to your advantage, right? As long as you're not glitching or anything, then go for it. If it
I,
works, it works.
I believe more people are picking the LMGs because of the sort of nerfs that come into Thinker's AR, the massive recall buff that we see a couple seasons ago,
What
the
on the
fire
is the
rate
spear?
changes.
Is it the spear that she's got, or is that Lion that
No,
has the spear?
yeah, Think has the spear as well, and then
That's it.
The Sophia AR as well, which has
Yeah,
a
I
lot
switched to
more
LNG as soon
vertical
as the
recoil.
AR got switched around,
So
and
that
yeah,
sort of stuff is helping the LMGs a lot more, and they're sort of seeing the power behind, as well as remember the Alder when the Alder first came out with the hip fire.
yeah.
When you put a red dot on that thing, I was back on console on those days, and we used to hit fire spawn peak with the older. It was way too good. It's a bit like
Yeah.
the 417 and the MK14 right now. If you hop a laser sight and vertical grip on that, there's no recoil, and it's got such a small hip fire
Yeah.
radius that you can just abuse it. But obviously, with that, your fire rate's limited with DMRs.
So we're just waiting for the teams to join. We do have ATEN back in the lobby. We're just waiting for Guardians Alpha. Hopefully they'll be able to get themselves together. I'm not keeping an eye on the chat. We can see them starting to join now. So hopefully we will be able to get the game underway again. If you haven't seen it already, head over to YouTube and watch episode 3 of the podcast, Behind the Talent podcast, which Talent League have started doing very recently. It's episode 3. It's just gone up earlier this week. On the YouTube channel. It's hosted by none other than Pyro, who is who I was going to say who's here with me, but I'm actually more here with you, Pyro. You're the you're senior to me here when it comes
Well,
to this game at the moment. So
in the game, but not in the server.
the only thing I'm
Yeah,
senior to
yeah.
you in is in life,
Oh
technically.
yeah.
Senior to probably everyone in the league when it comes to life age, unfortunately for me. But everyone is back in. I was actually just going to ask you how are you getting on with the podcast? It seems to be going really well.
It's good. I like it actually. It's a good chance to recap over the week, to talk my feelings on the games and get some opinions from some of the players as well, and ask them some burning questions. Especially when casting, you get these questions that come into your mind, be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, why would you do this in this situation?" Because we don't do as many interviews as we used to do these days. So that podcast helped. Oh,
Oh no.
tripping.
Rip.
Has
F in the chat. Classic observer error where bans have been. They can just reban though, right?
no,
No,
we've
they
set
can't
up the
because we're not
game,
starting
so
from
yeah,
the
we're not
start.
starting from the start. So um,
Wah wah wah.
maybe we can just like say if they can't go the ops.
Okay, we're going with that. We were just saying don't play. All right. So for anyone who can't remember, it was Hibana and Maverick, and it was Kaid and Valkyrie.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye out for those ones.
So if you do need to remind yourselves of who the bands are through the game, people that are watching, just right at the top of your screen, Valkyrie.
Yeah,
I
just
can't even remember.
get a little post-it note, put on the corner of your screen, put the bands
Yeah,
down.
I can't even remember who banned who actually. I think it was A10 banned
A10 would
Hibana
have
and
been,
Kaid.
yeah,
If I remember right.
Ibano and Kaid, and then Mavin banned from Guardians. But Guardians Alpha was the red, so they would have banned first. Yeah.
Yeah, attackers banned second, so they banned.
Oh, they banned
so
second, so they banned Mavin. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at the same site, which is correct. I don't know if anyone can remember what operators they were playing. We'll assume that these are the same operators.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I certainly remember Mute. We talked about him. Why do you think we're not seeing Bandit come out? Is it because that is in play? There's just no point for you?
Yeah, I think at a certain point you go like, Bandit Chicken, we could do that, but there's just the grenade meta that happens this season, well, especially in Siege. The meta is a lot of grenades, and the amount of soft destructibility on this site that you can just grenade from below and stop any sort of Bandit Trick from happening. So I think that's the reason.
Do we see 2 Bandit batteries on one wall? What is the benefit to this?
You can have 4 on the same wall if you really wanted to.
But what is the benefit to this?
I don't know. Honestly, yeah, I guess that works, but I think the entire thing will get Thatchered. But the first kill coming out, Born gets a kill onto Skies, and that is just a nice kill. All the utilities being used with the Melusi gadgets with the one bombs, so not a massive loss from the side of A10, but still 1 player down, still the first kill off the board.
There could be some important impact grenades taken off the table, though.
Yeah.
And a very good gun as well. She does have a good weapon, so... Yeah, although, you know, it's never ideal to lose someone. If you're going to lose one of those operators that's currently on the board, I would say she's probably the one that I would want to lose the most. Possibly
don't wanna
Jaeger
lose.
being up there as well.
Yeah,
because-
Jaeger or Mute. You don't want to lose your Wamai or your
I want to
Smoke.
keep that C4. I want to keep that C4.
Yeah, obviously the C4, but I'm saying in terms of like pure, just strictly utility alone.
Yes.
Obviously
Yes.
the Wamai disc are rechargeable and the smokes are used for late game, and you only have 3 of those. Oh, Born getting a
Born
second
doing
kill.
work.
Ooh, that was a nice kill.
So Guardians Alpha showing that possibly that round number 1 was a bit of a fluke and an unfortunate server issue. They've managed to get their 5 players in and actually stay in for the duration of a round so far. And they're using that to good effect. Going 5-3 up against ATEN Esports. They've got 1 minute left on the clock. They've got diffuser in hand. They've got main wall open, but Sledge does fall. As does another player from ATEN who drops. That's 4 versus 2. Main wall is open, like I say, and the classic push is now starting to come in. 45 seconds left on the clock. It's looking pretty good for Guardians right now.
Yeah, as you said, a 4 versus 2. We get pings from below, so grenades are going to coming out. Here, the thermite charge being taken off, and the head just being missed there. OP taking a lot of damage there, but diffuser was going down. Yeah, boy gets a kill onto the player playing below, and then rotates down that hatch onto stage. The diffuser's now going down. 4 seconds. The nitro's going to come out, and that will get the kill.
Nice.
Ooh. Will he get the second trade up? No, Antipa gets a kill, and it's all up to Saipino here on the smoke. He has got no smoke cannisters left. 8 seconds on the board. The fuser's going down. He's watching from the outside of the breach, and he's just not quick for K4 on that ace, just watching the long angle, manages to get the kill there.
I think I kind of whispered there he could do this, but I hadn't clocked on. You know, you're so much more observant than me. I hadn't clocked on that he had no gas grenades left, and he was in an impossible position. There's nothing he could do to get to that planter in the default spot other than move out into the site and try to take him on in a gunfight. But when you've got a player repelling out there on the balcony, when it's an ace with that ACOG or 2 times whatever site it was, I'm pretty sure he had the 2-time site. The chance of getting past him with just an SMG-11 in your hand, he's just got one tiny little spot of the map to watch. He's just got to watch that corner. Whereas as smoke pushing out, you've got to face check a whole lot of real estate, and it's just really difficult to do. The gunfight was hardly ever going to go his way. So despite me saying he had a chance, he didn't have a hope in hell.
Yeah, you got what?
Good effort, but
Attackers need to locate and
He's got
defuse as many bombs.
Garage to watch that he could be. He obviously on the rappel or even on top of that concrete area. So there's just so many options, as you said, that be used. But we are going back to what I would say is the secondary site on this map, which is that gym bedroom. We've got the mirror, we've got the frost that we see quite a lot coming out. You have cheeky frost positions that I see a lot of teams use on this site, in particular here. So a very good setup here. Is there anything you would change from the defensive setup? Maybe the Aruni?
10 seconds to go.
Aruni, I think, is useful for the windows on this site. And there's probably so much. Frost is a great pick. I mean, people sleep on Frost, but I always say this: her Frost mats, the kind of thing where you always forget about them in the late moments. If you place those Frost mats just right, they're going to turn around, what's a better way to put it, and just completely spin it in your favor. So she is an absolutely great pick, especially with the shotgun now for doing that soft destruction. If you were playing Frost in this game, where are you going to put those Frost mats right now, Pyro?
Ooh, that's a tricky decision. Actually, I'll put one on at least onto towards the window in bedroom.
Yep.
Initiation in that office area behind where the rotate is from con side. And the last one I would put on the main
You
stairs.
mean logistics?
Yeah, logistics.
I always call that initiation as well.
Yeah, it's weird. It's whatever stack uses. Sometimes you do call it weird things, but the other one on towards that main stairs, just to catch anything you like, any sort of player that push up, like the do you know the one on Villa, they can hide under that red carpet, similar towards that, but obviously just as a little deterrent and something to distract their bullets away while you swing out.
So
Drop the diffuser.
we're a minute into the round. We've seen the main jacuzzi wall get opened up. We're seeing a pretty standard push here, I think, coming out, Pyro. We've got the mirror window on the wall overlooking the jacuzzi wall. Very, very standard. We've got some holes ready for chucking out C4s and all that kind of thing. We've got a pretty standard looking setup over in the logistics side, and we've got a player just sitting tight here by the standard rotate in between
Bomb
gym and
located by
bedroom and all the
attackers.
holes at the bottom. This looks like This looks like gym and bedroom setup 101. I mean, if you had a book, an encyclopedia that said how to set up a site, it would be a photograph of this setup in that book I feel right now. But even though it's very common, it's taking a long time for Guardians Alpha to work their way through it. We're still at 5-5 and 1 minute left to go on the clock. And these defenders now are just looking to hold out that time, wait for that push, and know that they've got to win their gunfights as the attackers start to force their way in. And force their way in, they will do in the next 20 seconds.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 10 gone in the round, and no kills coming out from either of these teams. It's going to be one of those rounds that we see quite a lot happen, which is it comes down to 30 seconds. So we'll see what happens here as 30 seconds are left on the board. Ace is going to be looking to go in here. He gets the entry kill onto Jonski and gets actually the second kill onto Yearboy. Very nice kill as he's in. Born gets the plank down. Skies gets a read onto K4. So things going down right now. Sky gets a second kill onto the player going on the plant. So Diffuse is down on site here. So they have to force their way in to try and get the wall. Skies gets a triple kill and gets... I thought he was going to get that other one as well. I actually believe he did. That was a 4K on the round there too.
Nice. Well, was that a Rooney that got those kills?
Yeah, I
Hey,
believe...
don't change a Rooney. She was fine.
I believe Rooney, because Siege is weird
the
now
Rooney at the
because...
end we saw, I think.
Yeah, if you get the down, but someone else gets the kill, they get the kill on the actual kill feed.
Yeah.
So that's what we call an analyst nightmare. You don't know who gets the kill.
Shots.
I think,
So-
yeah, it was a nice play on the attacking side, though. Even if they got in the entry kill from K4, that double entry and that kill onto that con single door was so nice, but they just got caught off guard. The diffuser went down. They just didn't have enough time at that point, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like Guardians on attack probably just wasted a little bit too much time. I mean, we
Defenders,
got down
protect your
to,
bombs
what was it,
from being
30 seconds
defused by
left before they even
attackers.
started to push in. 2.5 minutes spent. I mean, we didn't even have anyone really roaming, did we? They were pretty much all just hunkered down by the site. So
Cash side and like the one towards the
let's stand a cash.
garage side, yeah,
Yeah.
which I would cast as a soft roam.
Yeah, yes. So Guardians spent a lot of time doing, I'm not really sure what. I mean, they opened walls and looked through holes and lined up angles and obviously coordinated themselves. But in terms of actually gaining ground in that 2.5 minutes, there wasn't really a lot of work done by Guardians Alpha, or at least not enough, and relied on that last 30 seconds to push in. And yeah, those defenders, they were so well set up and used positions to watch that, yeah, it's very difficult for the attack. So well played to ATEN Esports, who get another one on the board, 2-1 up. And we now go into round number 4 as we head back downstairs to Church and Arsenal, the primary site of choice from ATEN Esports.
Yeah, and primary site, I believe, on this site as a whole, it's just such a good site, the vertical plate that you can do, as long as you don't lose your roamers quick. That's the issue. If you lose roamers quick, or if you get rushed, it's hard to come back from that. Antipez is going to go straight down towards blue, but there's so much utility that's being played from this side, along with dirt, that is very hard to push. This is why this side is the primary side. Spino gets a kill onto Antipez, playing down, and Yearboy gets a kill onto K4. But as he's reloading, Gemis comes up and gets the refrag. It's a 4 versus 3 situation, but they have dirt control, but nothing else. A beautiful kill there onto Keen. And Spino gets another kill. So that's a triple kill for Spino on the round. All of it's popping off in the first minute. 5 kills down for the count.
Guardians working a lot faster this time, and it looked like it was paying off for a moment, but it has completely flipped, and ATEN have just taken complete control here. That's the triple kill for Spino, and Noski is going to get that last one, and as quickly as the round started, it ended. I mean, I feel like Guardians decided, you know, we've been taking a bit of time. It hasn't been paying off for us. Let's just go in, brute force our way in. We know what the setup is. We can move down dirt, take out the shield. We know what to do there because we do it every time we play Clubhouse, and they thought they could just take control and win it on gunfights. But A10 were just set up and just seem to be doing much better with their guns right now. They seem to be, you know, really ahead of the game when it comes to winning their ones, especially as we've seen a couple of the players in the last 2 rounds just getting, you know, triple kills and quadruple kills.
Attackers need to locate
That shouldn't be
and
happening.
defuse
It
bombs.
shouldn't be happening, and it's kind of a sign that possibly Guardians aren't as coordinated as they need to be.
Yeah, it's hard. I think it was definitely a stigma from last round. They had, oh, we didn't push very quickly, and we lost because of time. So this time we're going to rush, as you said, and play it a lot more quickly, and that obviously didn't help him in that situation. It's very hard because you want to take your time in comp. You want to drone out everyone, get the control you need. But if you're taking too long and you want to do it quicker, sometimes you do it a bit too quickly. And we've seen what happens in this situation there, as the entirety of Guardians Alpha just got punished by ATEN Esports.
Attackers'
Yeah,
objective is to
it
locate
was
a bomb.
a strong showing from ATEN. They did well in that one. 3-1 up now. They are starting to look very good, but as you talked about earlier on in the cast, no, we were talking before the cast actually. We saw Praetorian versus Mysterio, I think. Praetorian had that was it. They had a great lead of 6-3 and then lost it 8-7. You know, just because ATEN Esports are ahead at the moment doesn't mean that they are going to take the win. It's still anybody's game at this point. Let's see if Guardians Alpha can turn this around in their favor. They've just got to get past the mental block of what ATEN are doing to them. Just pick up their drone game, pick up their speed, pick up their coordination. I mean, that sounds like basically change everything, and they'll do okay. But yeah, they can do this. They can do this.
They can. Oh, first kill coming out. Jonsky there onto Antipair, just crossing across that bridge. Very risky thing to do there for the Thermite player, but he did manage to get the wall open, so he did his job there too. Not you would say he lost a bit of utility, but at least he got the wall open that he wanted to do.
He's done his job. Arguably, Thermite is there to get walls open, and he's done it, so you can't say he hasn't done his job. We'd like to have seen him stay alive a little bit longer. That 5.56 is a very good gun, and in the right hat, well, it wasn't good
Called
enough for him
Fragmite for a reason.
in this one. Well, exactly. But he just didn't manage to capitalize on that in this one, unfortunately. Thinker picking up those grenades, sending it in to the lounge, but there is no one there to receive it. That is a package that has just gone unwelcome. We saw the player, I think, backing off to the blue stairs and just falling back there. So that
Went
grenade
down
just
secret.
yeah, that's what I thought I saw going on in the background. So a wasted bit of utility, but it does buy a little bit of time for the attack. As the yellow pings go out, they know exactly where. They know exactly where the attacker is, but there is no
I think
one
they're on the
actually.
roof. Yeah, I think they're just hearing them playing towards that roof side, as you can get angles from that garage roof in towards the highway windows, as we record here. Gemis is going to look to get a grenade kill from above, but K4 gets a kill onto Jonsky there. So the refrag coming out from that earlier pick, and I believe that is garage control in their hands, but they have to be careful of Skies playing in this oil pit area, as he could get the free pick here. It's the Sledge who is actually above there of Gemis, who got the kill before. He shoots the drone, and he's just going to rotate back towards the secret area here. This is going to put a very big worrying side on for Guardians Alpha, as they could get killed from the flank here. With 20 seconds left, they haven't got a lot of time to work with here. They're going to go in for the actual plant here. It's all going to be up to Born and the rest of Guardians Alpha to push them all in. The flank comes out, but the flank's immediately denied there from Born. He's going in for the plant.
5 seconds to go.
He's actually not gone yet. The grenade's coming out, but he's got killed from below. Opta, massive work there from Opta and Guardians Alpha. Keener gets another kill. The plant's going down, not being able to deny that with 0 seconds left on the round. It's all up to Spino and Keener Misa here. We have got that Lang angle again for K4, who gets the kill onto Keenan and Wubmai and gets the second kill. That angle is just too OP from that outside.
That was it was an interesting round. We had Rooney playing down in oil pit, like great position to play, because people very, very rarely check down there. They just don't expect. It's something I'm guilty of, is sitting down there as a vigil and just biding time and waiting for the inevitable dash up the staircase and you know, taking them down as they go up there. But we saw it get droned. That forced that player out. That opened up the catwalk for them, allowing them to start to make their way in to get that default plant. And Guardians played it perfectly. They've seen A10 have been doing some very default stuff when it comes to
Attackers need to
positioning.
locate and
And in that
defuse
round, they
bombs.
capitalized on it absolutely perfectly. They knew there would be someone downstairs going for the C4 on the default plant. They had someone down there to deny it. They knew someone would be coming out from cache to try to get to the diffuser. Again, they had Ace there waiting to deny it. Everything that A10 went to do to try to combat that plant, Guardians were ready for it. So that was a great round from Guardians. Really good to see, and that puts one on the board for them, and they come back starting to close that gap. as we see, is that gym and bedroom? Yep, gym and bedroom
Yep,
is
gym and
unlocked,
bedroom.
and we are going to see ATEN head back there and see if they can get another win on that one. If Guardians can do, I know this sounds obvious to say, but if Guardians can do what they did in the last round, then we'll see this going to a 3-3 split, and that will be good news for Guardians Alpha. I'm looking forward to seeing how this round's going to go.
Well, you cast your minds back to the previous round that ATEN Esports went to here. It was Guardians Alpha who spent a lot of time outside of the map, didn't they? It was, I believe it was 1 minute and no kills has actually happened. 1 minute left onto round and no kills has happened yet. So they need to be a lot quicker on this site. They are going to push towards that CCTV side here. So a default push coming out. They need to push towards Gym, into Cash. Well, they need to push into CC, into Cash, get control of Con, get rid of that mirror placement. The mirror placement on Con is so OP on this site, and you obviously got the one towards that bathroom, which is also really hard to dislodge here. What they're gonna have to do is play below, but you look at the combo here with the frost mat as well, so they can't simply vault over from that con side. If they punch the mirror, get rid of the mirror, you still have to be careful of vaulting in there. You have to drone it out.
Yeah, I suspect we'll see a very similar setup this time to what we saw last time from ATEN. I mean, they brought the same operators, and we're seeing that Guardians Alpha are going to do very similar to what they did before. Jacuzzi wall open, Ace just chilling outside, just watching, waiting to see if anything's going to happen. They just need to make sure they move a lot faster this time than they did the last time they attacked this site.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what kind of take they want to do here. I think they are shaping up for that push through that jacuzzi wall, I feel. We've got the diffuser just up on the roof waiting to drop down. So that is going to be their take, which means by default, I suspect they're going to be going for the gym. So they're going to have to move Jaeger out of that position and move him out. They do, as Gemis chucks in that grenade and just ends Jaeger's life prematurely. That leaves Jim wide open as Skies manages to take one of his own. So 4-4. We still have one player over in Cash, default hold, one in construction, default hold, just waiting for the push to come through. And it is all going to come in from this jacuzzi side, it looks like.
It's a very strong positioning from ATEN Esports here. They have to be careful not to overpeak for, because K4 is on an absolute rip in this game at the moment. 7-2 in this position. If you peek too far here with that 2x scope, they know there's a player playing on that main stairs side. He could be in danger. He's going to quick peek out there, but just manages to not get the trade off there, not get any bullets on towards that player. It's going to be a hard push for that Ace who's playing on that side. But why is there still a player playing on that side there? It's Opta who's playing on... Yeah, but look at the timer. 15 seconds left. He's nowhere near sight. The diffuser's going to come through that main breach here. K4's got the similar position to the last round, which is in that bathroom area. Speedo gets a kill onto Born. It's all going to come down to this. K4 gets a kill onto Yearboy, but I believe there's no time as diffuser's down. And Skies just gets a trade off. That's a double Pogmat! What happened?
This is what we were saying in the last round on this site, where you just put those frost mats down, and in the dying seconds, they're going to come in clutch because you just don't remember them. A great play there from ATEN. It was looking dicey, but those Pogmats, as we say, just coming in clutch. Those are the true MVPs of that round. Well played to ATEN. We go into the second half. The sides are now going to switch with ATEN moving over onto attack and Guardian switching over onto defense. ATEN go into it with a 4-2 lead. That is 2 rounds up. They just need 3 in order to take this dub and the 3 points here today. And that will allow them to leapfrog Guardians Alpha in the standings.
They're doing a lot. They're doing well this game. They have the support. They have the 4-2 that they wanted on this site, which is the default. It's a very defensive favored site. You have 3, if not 2 solid sites that you go to, and the third if you can win that CCTV side that we said before. But let's talk about Guardians Alpha, who are going to go towards that bottom floor site. They are going to go towards that basement. So I'm interested to see how ATEN Esports as an attacking team here will attack this site. Will they go for vertical with the sledge, which they have been getting out here? They've got that ace, so they can only open one wall at one hatch at the moment. Never mind. The Hibana comes out. No, it doesn't. Goes back to the Thatcher. No, goes to the Book. Speedo's trying to play games with me here. But as I said, if on Book though, there is hard breach gadgets, so they have the opportunity to open up dirt and open up all
Attacker's
3
objective
hatches
is to
here
locate
if
a
he
bomb
does
and
bring
defuse
that
it.
hard breach gadget, which he does. Hopefully he doesn't die. That is your role here, Spino. Do not get picked off before you can open up both the hatches.
Yeah. So looking at the setup here, I mean, Bucket Sledge is a good pick that shows that clearly vertical play is at the forefront of A10's minds. Buck and Sledge, when you're playing from above, do pretty much the same kind of thing. The main difference is that Buck will just do it a hell of a lot faster, but you run out of that utility to open the floor quicker. So Buck is going to become really useful for playing in the bar, opening up the wall, opening up the angles down below into Arsenal, and making sure that you don't have any players playing around there. When you've got that kind of control over that part of the site, then the standard kind of thing is to drop kitchen hatch and try to get a plant at the back of Arsenal. Depending on how well that setup goes for the attackers, though, they might want to flip it and go to Moto instead. Both of these sites are equally attackable, in my opinion, on this map. It's one of the few sites, I think, in a lot of maps where either site is as viable as the other one. If one fails, it's like, hey, let's just do a quick flip of our plan and just go to the other site. And, a lot of the time it will pay off because the defense is already prepped, thinking, hey, they're coming for this site. But then you just turn it around and they go in, take the other one, and it's a nice one to attack. This one, but it is difficult because you do have to dislodge those defenses.
It depends on how quick you can get your initial frags. If you get initial frags quite easily here and get the first pick, you have a very good strong chance. You can see Boy here using none of his ace gadgets quite yet. He's actually going to use them on this triple wall, but you see where those mute jammers are placed. It's going to be very hard for him to get them, as he can't get those mute jammers from above. It's a completely... It's not soft destructible at all. You have to sort of grenade from above and manage to get rid of them. But if you have a Jaeger, if you have a Wamai, which we have right now, it's very hard to get that triple wall open.
With 3 sets of frags, you could use your Selma charge on the top of the wall. Oh, which is actually kind of what's happening. Open it.
Yeah.
You open the top of the wall, chuck your grenade over, take out those signal jammers. I mean, arguably, this is where Thatcher would have been the most useful in all of the rounds that have been played. But we do have the quick drop into Moto coming out here from the attack. And one player is going to fall, though. But that drop into Moto suggests... Well, looking at where all the players are, we are getting a church take, it looks like. With 15 seconds to go, ATEN are going to have to work really, really fast. But they are in a 2 versus 3 with Ace taking a whole lot of damage. He still has the Diffuser in hand, but Maestro has the Alder, and that is just going to do better than the AK-12 at that kind of distance all day, every day. And yeah, Guardians win a round and make it 4-3 in A10's favor. So they're starting to claw it back a little bit.
It's a close game as well. I like these close games. It could go to OT. There could be a draw on the table, which looks likely at this point. You expect a 4-2 split on the defensive side. So it's something we're looking forward to here for Guardians Alpha. But they're going towards CCTV and Cash here too.
You don't
A
like
site which ATEN Esports lost twice when they went on the defensive side. So maybe they have a different strat in available, but as I said before, which I keep iterating many, many times, it's a site in which attackers know how to attack. There's strong angles, which we saw especially from K4 on the post-plant situation on their rappel, which you can easily stop. If you get plant down on this site, you pretty much lost there as defense.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Unless you
saw
got a higher man advantage, obviously.
Yeah, we saw in the last, like you say, we've seen the site play twice by ATEN on defense. They lost it both times. No, sorry, they only lost it once. Sorry, apologies. They lost it once. The first time they managed to lose it. The second time they managed to win it thanks to...
10 seconds to insertion.
Which side are we on about here?
Ignore me, I'm reading the wrong statistic. They did lose it both times. They did.
Yeah,
lose
they
it both
did. They
times.
did.
Second
They
time
did.
the fuse was down.
It was
But they
on-
lost it the same way.
It was on
Balcony.
second round and fifth round. It was that man. It was K4 every time, wasn't it? On that balcony.
Yeah.
Who just as soon as they got diffuser down, they got garage control both times. I think the previous time it was that flank that almost could have worked, but it got shut down multiple times. So it's that sort of thing.
This is a great setup that we're seeing coming out here from the castle. He's playing downstairs in lounge. He's got a castle barricade on the doorway from lounge into, I forget what it's called, janitor, whatever the closet is with all the storage boxes in. And he's got the second one there on the doorway looking out over to the lobby doorway. Now what you can do as castle is, and he's even opened up the holes in the wall as well. I love this. You can play this position down here in lounge and you can look underneath those castle barricades to shoot the feet of anyone coming in through the lobby or anyone that's coming in through the storage area. You can also keep a cover on blue. You can also look up through the hole in the wall that he's made to watch the catwalk. And you can also watch garage doorway. It's a great position to play and can be very difficult to dislodge that castle from there. Also, once you get to a point in the round, you can open up holes in the floor where the bandit batteries currently are on main wall, and you can shoot anyone that tries to run in through the main breach. It's a very good position to play, and he could be very key in this round if they don't move him out of the way.
I think they're actually gonna go for a more off-site push here.
Or they
They're
just
gonna
do
go
that.
towards con. They go for the con wall, and they're gonna go push into cash. Obviously, this is a lot harder because if you look at Antipat on that one, you have that angle with the rotation hole into cash. You have that line hole there, which is looking towards top red. So that's two separate angles you need to watch through. You have the players playing in garage and also the other bomb site to contest with. So there's 4 separate angles. Make that 5 and 6 from the flanks as well. If you're not watching the flank sides, there's more places you can watch towards. Oh,
Nice one.
that is the reason you put 2 on there.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah, they have opened up that wall and it looked like they were prepping for actually a main take, but they have just oh no. They had completely flipped it around and sent that diffuser around to come through construction wall, but as soon as they run in, they get dropped. We are left in a 3 versus 3 as ATEN take down 2, take down 3. And now the plant is starting to go down in cash, but it is going to get stopped and Spino comes off it to try to back up his teammates. 2 versus 1, Castle, last player alive, as I kind of thought he might be. And he's got an idea of where that plant is going to go down. It is successful. 45 seconds left. Look his plant. He's castled out by his own utility. This is not what you want. How many times in ranked have we cursed Castle for locking this out? And now he does it to himself. Payback. Payback. Karma is what that is. And as he falls through, he has no choice. And he gets taken out by that LMG standing outside. That is a big F for Castle.
You would say Karma's a mad one at that point. I'm not going to say the actual word because we're gonna keep it family friendly here. But Karma it comes around very quickly, and in that case, it does as Castle is locked down that side. But wait.
Irony.
Can I clear my eyes here? Am I seeing this correct? Are they going back to CCTV?
They are. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
But that's 3 times that both of these teams have gone to this site, and 3 times that the attacking team have won this.
They must feel that they were close enough. I mean, to be fair, they were quite close. They probably feel they were close enough to winning it. The
bandit tricking actually worked.
Yeah. This time, just be careful with the castle barricades.
Yeah, the castle, it's hard to put where castle is. Obviously, that is a good castle position, but the fact that it's used to stop the attackers, but when you're a defensive man stuck behind that wall and the push comes to the other side, I think that was just unlucky timing there from the castle, not bad placement. It is a risky one to do, I understand that, but it is a good one to use. It forces the attacking team, if they're pushing into garage, which you would expect to happen. To use a lot of utility there, you have to use the sledge to get open the wall to go in for a plant, and then sledge open that castle to watch towards the red side. So
attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
it's a very hard position. It's a very nice castle to use, but I don't know if he's putting it back there.
I think
but
it's just gone back up. I heard something in that sort of area. I don't think he has put it there. Oh, he's prepping it. It's being prepped now. Just
very smart decision to be prepped there.
Nicely done. Once bitten, twice shy. Well, you got to give them points for adaptation at least, I guess. Well done, Guardians. Beautiful. So,
an interesting fact though, if they lose this round, they go match point.
Yeah.
The amount of pressure that will be on them at that point is insurmountable.
It's an interesting choice for Guardians. I mean, I think a lot of the time, to be fair, when you play the site the second time, you do often win it the second time. So it's not a terrible gamble. It's not a terrible gamble. It's just when you're behind, is it the gamble you want to I don't know, but they're taking the gamble. Let's see if it's going to pay off. This time, Castle is going to be just chilling out here in the garage, just watching that doorway, waiting for someone to come in. He's got the signal jammers on the walls behind him, it sounds like, stopping that main wall getting opened up. So he knows that he's safe from anything happening behind him, and
A
he's just
bomb
going to
has been
hold
located.
onto that spot. We've also got Jaeger just down below in the lounge area, waiting for anyone to come in there. And it looks like most of the take is coming in from the gym and bedroom side. We've got a nice flank watch going down here. But gym and bedroom and construction looks like what the guys and girls from Guardians Alpha are going to go
Bomb
for again.
located
So
by attackers.
same play, just hoping for a different outcome.
Yeah. Ooh, most getting a cheeky little Tika there from Spino. And that would have been a bad start way to the round. But the Thatchers are coming out here, the Thermites are coming down, let's go for the same position. They are going to open that wall, and I believe the Thermite of Yeah Boy is going to rotate around to get that main breach. So they have to play the Thatcher well. What I normally do as Thatcher there is get the initial bandits off, and then as he's placed it down, throw another one. So that normally times it up well, so when he places the thing down, it gets the Thatcher in charge and immediately goes off. But K4 gets the first kill on Jajonski, and the attackers are always at a disadvantage here.
Who's on
Oh,
the wrong
will he
side?
get it? Will he get it? Yes, he will.
Oh, I thought it was on the other side.
No, the
Oh,
thermite
Ace
charge
on it.
got destroyed, but the
Right, it's
the
hard
actual
breach.
hard breach gadget got through, so he couldn't. He only prevented one of them. He got the most important one as the
Play the odds,
thermite
yeah.
opens a lot bigger of a radius, obviously, and that one you have to crouch through as a buck player, so or as any player to get through. So they need to take control of Garage here, and that is the ball of what Gemis is going to do here. Gemis is going to hold it down. Ultra gets a kill, but Skies gets the reflect. They're going to go in for the plant here. Born gets a kill on the Skies. It's a 4 versus 2. Make that a 1 versus 3 as 2 people are down here, and the kill comes out from K4 with that Jaeger, with the 416 carbine, and it's a round for the defensive side. So the first defensive round win on CCTV.
Replay paid off, and they managed to get that round. Now, we're seeing the same trend going out throughout this game. It's ATEN go 1 round up, then they go 2 rounds up, and Guardians bring it back. Then they go 2 rounds up again. Guardians just constantly yapping at the heels of ATEN's Esports here, just trying to get ahead. What they don't want is for ATEN to get one more round, because if they get one more round, then that means Guardians have no chance of taking the win. The best they can hope for is a draw and pulling back 1 point. So,
Oh, is this a
with
rehost for ATEN Esports?
it does look like it, yeah.
Probably a bug issue. So,
Equals rounds now.
hey,
Hey, we can get those up. So, with A10 being so close to match point, Guardians Alpha now just need to stop them getting that 1 round, and
it's
you
going
know,
to be hard though
pulling
because
out the draw. It
you
is
see
gonna be
the
hard.
sites that they've gone to. That is the 3-man rotation, so they can go back towards bottom floor too. They can go towards bedroom.
Yes, they can. You're right.
So if they go to those 2 sites, they have a very good chance of winning this. But
They
from
did
these
win
last
Church and
remain,
Arsenal.
they did, and it was quite. It was a close round, but it was a good win. But 3 rounds left, and 2 of those rounds need to be won by Guardians Alpha.
Do we think that they are going to go back to the site that they won and think, hey, we've won this already, we know what to do? Do you think they'll take that risk and hope the A10 haven't worked out how to get their way through it? Or do you think they'll say, we haven't shown our cards on gym and bedroom yet, let's go somewhere new and open it up?
Yeah, I believe
we'd
before the
already started,
rehost,
hadn't we? So
yeah,
yes, it was Church.
they chose the
Yeah.
bottom floor, so they are going to go towards that site, which is smart. Bottom floor is the primary bomb site.
Yeah.
It is a bomb site which most people know on the defensive side to win. So that being said, the bottom floor is a good site to go towards. What I'm more interested in thinking about and what I want to get your opinion on is the second site they'll go to. So round 11.
Well,
What site are we saying? Let's do a friendly wager here for our pride. Second round. The round 11. What bomb site are the defense going to go to? Assuming they win bottom floor.
Oh, right. Assuming they win the bottom floor, then obviously the choices are going to be bar, or they're going to be gym and bedroom. With the way Guardians are playing, I reckon we'd see them go to gym and bedroom.
I have to agree there. And if they win that site, the 12th round as well, so the last round, they can either go back to that, where they can either go towards CCTV or they can go towards the bar. Now, I haven't seen many people go towards the bar site. I want to know what are your thoughts on bar as a defensive bomb site.
Okay, so admittedly, I have not seen it get
Oh,
played
oh, okay.
since they made the. Well, no, I lie. I saw it played
Oh,
once, and it was actually won by the defenders. I can't remember who it was. I think it was a pro game.
oh.
Um, but as a defensive bomb site, they made changes to make it more defender friendly. Did they do enough? I'm not sure they did. I still think it's a. I feel like it's still a risky one for defenders, but
What
I've
about with
seen
mirror though?
pro.
Because mirror's in play, and I've seen some good mirror being used here.
I've seen pro commentary say that bar is actually a lot more viable than people think it is if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure at this level that we're going to see people putting their mind to bar and stock. Maybe
It's
we will.
hard in T4 because T4 is the step between semi-pro and professional play and your casual ranked monkeys.
Hmm.
So they would have more of a brain and they would have strats prepared, but I don't know if they'll have the level of strats prepared for a bar site because
Yeah.
it's a site where you need a lot of vertical presence. There's a lot of soft destructibility, and it's basically a heavy roam game, but you can't get rushed from strip club is a big position that they go to. I think for attackers, when on bar, the main push you're going to do is going to be towards that strip club side. Open that wall where the billiards, where the pool table is, and
Hmm.
push from there.
Do we like a sort of construction take as well to get control of the hatch just
Yes,
above
yes.
the bomb site?
Normally,
You
I think
liking
the
that?
hatch will actually be open,
Hmm.
and they'll be playing towards cash and con side because
Yeah.
they have that wall open, and they have the wall which is between the actual stage and the stock room to the far side where your grenade from if you're playing towards cash.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you have that open, you can watch from above. But con being the central position in the second floor is very easy to attack to. You have logistics, you have a master bedroom, you have cash room, and you have that outside open wall. So that's 4 entry points you have to be worried about. One of them being a double soft wall, two
Hmm.
of them being doorways. You've got another soft wall. So there's a lot of positions where you can go to go get towards that construction site.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of it getting played. It's just people, people
I
don't want to take the risk of
It's a bit
taking a
like new
loss and might
maps
go
and
there,
ranked, isn't it?
unfortunately.
When new maps
Yeah,
come out, they always ban it. They don't want to experiment. They don't want to take the risk that comes with playing
got to
that site. They'll
protect
be
that
like,
MMR. Got to protect it. Watch it
oh,
close. Don't want to lose it.
I've lost a lot of MMR recently. I was like 2 games off diamond. Now I'm like 7th. So yeah, no, I've not been having a good season. But I started at
Yeah,
like plat 3 and gold 1, so
you've
a little bit of
clawed your way up.
motivation there. You can get to diamond if you have a good 5 stack.
Yeah.
Just play support.
Mhm.
Play the planter. That's what I do.
Yeah, and then you've got the excuse. All right, so everyone is in the lobby. We've got 3 rounds left to play. The game will be kicking off any moment now. We are just checking that everyone's ready. We have confirmation that ATEN is ready. We're just waiting for Guardians Alpha
Let's
to be
hope
ready.
the bands and the actual
Have we
map
done the
pool is
bands?
done.
We've got the bands. We've got the bands. We're good to go. Hopefully they're the correct bands.
I
So
hope
we will
Trippin is
find
good.
out when things start. He won't fail us.
He
Trippin
never
will not
fails.
fail us on the band, except for that
Never
last time.
fails. Except
Yeah,
for that last time, yeah. That's the only time.
yeah.
We won't hold it against Trippin. But
It's
we're
tough to
waiting for
remember that.
Guardians Alpha right now, just a moment. So
Just a moment.
obviously taking
Someone's
their
gone to
time
the
with the coach.
toilet or whatever.
Or just taking their time to go over strats because they are 1 round down.
Well, this is a free timeout. It is a free timeout where you have as much time. I say as much time as you want. I guess we've got like 10 minutes before you call a forfeit, right? You've got 10 minutes where you can have a good chat about what you're doing. Are they 1 round behind now? Is it 5-4?
Yeah,
It
it's
is,
five
isn't it?
four.
It's 5-4. They're 1 round behind. They've been in this position many times already. They're always either 1 round or 2 rounds behind. They just need to do something different to turn that around this time. And instead of going back to being 2 rounds behind, they need to draw level. And then that opens things up and it basically becomes a best of 2 rounds. There isn't overtime here in the minor league.
Nope.
It will go to a draw if it gets to the end of regulation and it's 6-6, then that's it. It's a draw. Both teams win 1 point. The team that wins 7 7-5 or 7-4 or whatever will get 3 points, and the team that loses just get
Big 0.
0. You get 0.
Big
Yeah,
0 points.
big
So
fat 0. So a lot on the
nice
line
note
here.
to make. Yeah.
Game is
Ooh,
starting up. Church and Arsenal we go.
back into this.
I'm
Let's go
excited,
to
Byron.
who's gonna
I'm
win.
excited. Who's gonna
We need
win?
predictions.
Who did I vote for? I was the 13% that voted
Yeah,
for ATEN, right?
ATEN, who are
That's looking good
currently
so far.
in the lead. But on the attacking side, they have to go back towards that Church Arsenal room. But they haven't picked. Oh, Mirror. Oh, 2 Mirrors coming out here. Mirror and Echo and
Interesting.
Maestro. So a lot of intel ops. Maestro
Very
with his
interesting.
cams, his 2 cams. Echo with his 2 cams, and Mirror with the 2 mirror windows.
You know, I just wanted to verify that I wasn't misrepresenting myself or that you weren't telling lies on stream, but I've gone back to the predictions, and it was a 7-1 vote with one person
Yeah.
voting A10. I
Yeah.
was the one.
Oh, I knew it was you. It normally is too.
Yeah. Well, you know, who's laughing now?
Exactly.
Who's laughing now? Well, I'll hold my laughs because it could still turn around. Church and Arsenal we go. Very interesting
Attackers need to
operator
locate and
lineup
defuse
for the
as many
defensive
bombs as
team.
they can.
This is going to probably throw A10 off a little bit. I don't think they'll be expecting a Mirror and an Echo down here.
Echo and Mirror are fun. You can have one towards that blue side, obviously, and I assume the other one will go on that triple church wall that we see there on the middle wall.
Yeah.
Just watching the main stairs push, and obviously the other one towards that blue side. But what we saw last time that A10 Esports attacked here was a split push between blue and
10
towards
seconds left.
the dirt side.
I,
So maybe a similar
5
time,
seconds
maybe
left
similar
before
here.
insertion.
yeah. Echo is
Attackers
an
must
interesting
locate and
choice.
defuse
He's a
the
good
bomb.
choice, but it's interesting because the challenge with playing Echo on this site is that the only position, if you're going to stay on site, the only position you can safely really play is by that
Church,
triple wall on the
yeah.
bar in church. There's not really anywhere else you can sit because you're so exposed. The problem is that from what we saw in the last round that Guardians Alpha played here, it was the triple wall that A10 went to. So we can be pretty much guaranteed that A10 will likely do the same thing. They'll open up that church wall, and there you go. You've got no position for your Echo to play in, which is going to make it very difficult for him to use his utility to deny the plant. He's going to have to move over into Arsenal, and it's a whole rigmarole. So I don't know how well this one will actually work out for Guardians Alpha. I don't know.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. But
It's a very strong side, but we see the rush actually coming down. But that's a very smart
Bomb
decision there
located
from
by
Guardians
attackers.
Alpha to go open up that, to use that as a sound barrier to stop. That just stopped Junski's
That mirror window
complete
on it
rush.
as well.
Yeah, there is a mirror window, but I like the positioning of that barricade. It just uses it as a sound placement there. But they know they're coming that side. The wall in towards that moto hatch has been opened as well, and the vertical from Keen is now coming out to stop any sort of vertical play. He's just going to watch them pushing towards that triple wall side here. So it's a very quick push here. 1 minute 30 left into the round, and they have got rid of that mirror. Beautiful play there. That is the reason you do bring a mute, and the reason they have no wall denial here is why that wall is being opened so quickly. So a waste of a mirror there.
Yeah, it's a nice idea of setup. I mean, it's Operation Health strats, to be honest, is having that mirror window set up there like that. But to not have any kind of denial on it is a big oversight, I feel, from Guardians Alpha. And like I say, the Echo now has very little hiding space. So I'm interested to see how it's going to work out. I mean, he could retreat over to Arsenal, but he's going to be exposed to anyone up above. So I'm not sure how good Echo is going to be in this position. We are still at 5-5 with 45 seconds left on the clock. The diffuser is currently That Spinker dropped.
Yeah. Bit too
Where
aggressive
is the
there.
diffuser at the moment? I
Attackers
can't
bomb.
see
In the
where-
boy of Yeah Boy, who's now been
but where
dropped
is
on
he?
towards that main stairs
Oh,
side.
no.
Oh no, is that towards blue? I have no clue. It's a 1 versus 4 situation. Remember talking about that? And all of it is going out. It's Guardians Alpha. Get another round here. So, it's 5-5. 2. It's slowly crawling away from you in that
Come
prediction
on,
there.
A10. 2 rounds. Come on.
It's all going to come down towards this next round here, round 11. Whoever wins this has a massive advantage, and more importantly, secures a point on the leaderboard.
Yeah, we're guaranteed to see 2 more rounds get
We're
played out.
guaranteed to see the entire way. We're going the
Yeah.
entire way. So that's
And
good.
it's literally anybody's game now as we are at 5-5. This is the first time, apart from before the first round when the score was 0-0, that Guardians have actually been level with ATEN. So this is a big milestone from them and should do them, it should do their morale a bit of good here to say, we've been behind all this time. We can start to bring it back now that we're on defense. The map probably still is kind of defender-sided despite attacker repick, etc., etc. So you can kind of expect to do better on defense, I think. You shouldn't put all your eggs in the defense basket, but at this point, they're probably thinking, yeah, we're on defense, we should be able to win 2 more. I'm interested to see Castle coming out. They didn't bring him the... No, we haven't been to Gym Bedroom yet. It's ATEN that have been to Gym Bedroom.
Yeah.
We've seen Guardians come.
They can't go back in again, so it's all going to come down, if they win this round, to, what would you know, that CCTV, which they've been twice, and have obviously won and lost one. So it's going to be very hard if Guardians Alpha do win this to get the full 3 points. And CCTV is a bit of a hit and miss match here. I thought K4 was going to go for that spawn peak there, but
he was looking twitchy. He was looking ready for it.
He was looking prepared on the ball, getting ready for that easy 1 frag there. The entirety of that triple, all of the casuals have been reinforced here. So, is that a suppressor?
What?
that really looks really nice. I actually like the weapon skin there, the attachment skin with the suppressor. That pure white is just it's making me a bit H word.
Anyway,
say it like that.
Enough of attachment weapon skins and whatnot.
H word.
2 minutes 15 seconds left to go. We've got the main wall open into CCTV. We often have an extended holdover into cache, as we know, but we still see that the attack here isn't so different to what it was for Guardians. Stack up on the jacuzzi, try to get it open. Bandit being played, I don't think we saw Bandit kit at all coming out from ATEN, but we've seen Bandit a lot being played by Guardians, and they seem to be using him to very good use. I'm not sure he managed to stop that wall though. No, it has been opened up, so they do have a line of sight. Ace has managed to do what he's supposed to do. Standard player over on the staircase, but it looks like we are getting a play. This is the same kind of positioning we saw actually from ATEN. We've got a castle barricade on the doorway of Gym, which has probably been prepped. That's a good...
A bomb has
the way you play it's a very old strat that you use with the castle strats that's been prepped. It just stops it, allows them to banditry, which obviously being used there. But the gunfight, first gunfight is gun flying, bullets raising between K4 and Skies. The ADSs are there, so he's not going to be grenaded just like the Jaeger player was before when A10 were on defense. If you cast your mind back to round 5. So it's not going to be as easy to dislodge K4, but obviously it's had a very good game up to this position here. Oh, Tipper, a beautiful kill onto that sledge, just waiting for the sledge to come out there. But K4 also gets the kill onto Skies. So a previous gunfight that we were talking about has been rectified, and it's all looking down for ATEN Esports here. K4 gets a double kill on the round. It's a 2 versus 5, but Ace has gone straight back in, gets immediately refagged out by Opta, and it's all up to Junsky here, who's just going to be one-tapped from that SMG-11 of Antipa. A nice round, a near flawless round there for Guardians Alpha as they secure themselves a point on the leaderboard. And they'll be looking to get the full 3 points here, going towards either CCTV or the bar site.
Gusted in you, ATEN. I relying on you. You let me down. Let me down. This is what happens when I show faith. It could still be a draw, to be fair. So,
we never know.
No one wins if it's a draw. Well, but two teams win 1 point at least, but the staff win nothing. So let's see what happens. Last round, we are going to CCTV, which is no big surprise. We've seen it played twice already. And Guardians have a 50% win rate on their site, so it could go either way. It could go either way right now. Guardians seem to have got into their groove a little bit, so I guess at this point I am favouring Guardians.
Oh, you're going to swap over now. How dare you?
The prediction's done. I can't change that, right? So
yeah.
I own it. But now that we're in the moment, I feel like Guardians are probably
Right,
doing
A10,
enough.
I still support you, okay? I still have faith here to get the 1 point. Unlike Toot, I actually stick with my guts. I don't flippity floppity and change my vote depending on the score.
That's it, I'm done.
You done? You done for the round, are you?
Yeah, you're on your own. I'm not talking anymore.
Oh, I can do this last round.
5 seconds remaining.
So we do see that CCTV site. We do see the setup with Mute playing on that G1 and G2. So he has muted both those walls, so it's going to be very hard to get. But if you see where the mute is, I think it's actually visible from that garage door here. So they will be able to get that and drone it out. But look at Gemis. I thought he was actually going to take that
I thought he
gunfight
was going
there.
for it, yeah.
What you were talking to?
The excitement was too much.
The excitement's too much. All right,
Yeah.
I'll let you go from here.
Oh, all right. So 5-5. We have 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and we are going to see Castle playing the same position he played in the previous round on this side. It's got a nice little angle through that fight.
Grenade?
We do see K4 playing Jaeger get dropped, grenades being set up down below. And I admire the
even care
commitment to
about
that
the
grenade. Yeah, gunfire coming at him. He's like, no, I'm committed to this grenade. It's going up there, whatever. It didn't do anything, but he threw it. That's the main thing. Bandit's taking a bit of damage, but
That was from the grenade. That was the
yeah,
first initial grenade.
yeah,
The other
so
one was a bit far.
he's taken some damage. He's got his bandit batteries down, but the attackers have left that wall alone. They're not going for it just yet. So bandit is going to play a little bit away from there, safe in the knowledge that no one's coming that way. That wall is now safe. And the attackers look like they're kind of doing what Guardians did previously. They've got Sledge setting up down below to stop the default plant. Likely going to come from Bandit as he's in that kind of position. And this is exactly what Sledge is trying for. He's going to just stay down below and protect his teammates as they go for that main breach. Looking good for ATEN as they get another kill. Born drops.
I think he's looking for a Clay. He's going to
Okay,
try and
yeah,
go for the
he's
run
going
out.
for the run out.
But I don't think anyone's actually out there. No, they're all below towards
Oh,
that
what
lounge area.
He got away with it. Yeah, there's no one there.
Yeah, there's no one there. So they're
This
all
is
in there towards that
interesting.
lounge area.
It's all construction all day.
Yeah, three players towards that construction side and 2 players playing below. Spino with that Twitch drone is going to be getting rid of any of those were my gadgets here. So we're going to see a push being coming out here. They got the wall open. They've got Gemis below playing close. But never mind, Gemis is down. It's a 5 versus 1. This could be a flawless round. The castle barricade is open by Op2 here. He's going to draw vault below, but he's going to be immediately fragged out by Junsky there. Flawless round for ATEN Esports. And more importantly, 1 point each in this game. A beautiful 6-6 draw here for the only game that will be on this stream. So I like it.
Never doubted you, ATEN. Never doubted you. What?
Never doubted. Oh, okay.
Never doubted my boys and girls in A10. Knew they had that in the bag.
What about non-binaries as well? We gotta be inclusive here.
All right, that's
Oh, Toot.
forget I said anything. Sorry.
Oh no.
Sorry. Anyway, we get cancelled. 6-6. We see a draw for A10 versus Guardians Alpha. 87% of people thought that Guardians were going to take the win. They were wrong. 87% of staff were wrong. So yeah.
Well, it's a draw. It's a bit like the early days of this season of Talent League. A lot of the first 2 weeks were all mostly draws. So we're having the same nostalgia trip here. 6-6 on Clubhouse. Well
You
played
kind
to
of
both
expect it on
teams.
Club.
Yeah, 4-2, 4-2 on the defensive side. You do expect it. And it was well played from both the teams. So I'm actually glad they both got draws. They sit in similar positions to where they started. We've got the leaderboard hit, thank you, towards Trippin. So Guardians Alpha keep their 3rd place position on the same amount of points as Nerf Minor. So they're on similar points, but Teams Guardian Alpha have played 1 more game. And A10 Esports have moved up into 4th position, joint with Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs and Teaming Victim with 12 points. 2 points behind Guardians Alpha now, so the same as what they were before. Obviously having that better round differential. They've actually got the same round differential as Teaming Victim as +5 for both of them. So I actually like how that's going here. But that is the current rankings and where they sit. We have got a game for tomorrow, which is going to be a major game. It's going to be Vega Esports versus Machine Soldiers Academy. So that is 1B and Squishy.
Not
I think
Academy
it's just Machine Soldiers now.
Yeah.
My apologies, they're not Academy. I still have that stuck in my brain from earlier. But that's going to be with 1B and Squishy, who actually casted yesterday's game. So make sure to check out that tomorrow. That'll be at 8 p.m. CEST for a best out of 2.
Excellent. Who are we picking to win on that one?
Oh, you want me to choose sides? All right, I'm not
Yeah, go on,
actually
choose sides.
casting this, so I am going to say, oh, this is tough. I think Vega.
Vega.
I think Vega
Um,
Esports.
okay, looking at staff predictions,
Oh, of course, I didn't look at that.
87% have gone with Machine Soldiers, and
Do you know? Do you know what I'm
have gone
feeling
with
like?
Vega.
I'm feeling like because Vega are obviously bottom, as we know. But Maestria, you look at Maestria and Pretoria and what happened there. Maybe something similar can happen with Vega Esports. Who knows?
Well, one optimistic staff member voted for Vega. We will leave the chat wondering who that might have been. I'm not going to comment.
I'm gonna stick with that optimistic character as well,
Okay,
as we know.
we're going Vega. All right, two
Yeah,
people going for Vega.
2 people
Interesting.
going Vega. I should be on staff predictions. Trippin.
Come along tomorrow. Come along tomorrow, and see how it plays out. Machine Soldiers versus Vega, 8 p.m. CEST. It's going to be a good one. Best of 2. Best of 2. Pyro, is there anything we need to cover before we close?
No, I think we just need to close at this point. But as I said before, it's 6-6. What a wonderful game we had today in the minor leagues. I want to say a massive thank you, as always, to Trippin, who has been behind the scenes here. And also a massive thank you to you two for joining me for today's stream.
Thank you, Pyro.
For not doing it for 2 months, you've been a beautiful caster, an amazing caster to work with. Gel quite well together, so I hope we can do this a lot more often.
Match made
Hope
in
you
heaven.
come back to casting. Yeah, match made in heaven. 2 minutes in heaven. But that has been me. I have been Pyro, and this has been Toot. Thank you for joining us for this one game here today in the minor league, and we'll catch you all tomorrow for tomorrow's game in the talent.
Have a good evening, all. Bye.